Hi everybody, good evening to this week's Sci-Fi Model Action European Hangout for all the European members of Sci-Fi Model Action, plus we're always more than happy for our American friends to join in the Hangout here on a Sunday night, 7 o'clock UK time. I think that's roughly 1 o'clock in, 2 o'clock, I beg your pardon, Eastern Standard Time. I've got the question and answers app going, so if anyone wants to ask any questions, please feel free to do so. And I'll just run through and introduce who's here tonight from my Google right for a change. We'll start with Tag Gray. Hi, Tag.
Hi, guys. I'm Tag. I'm from California, US of A. And it's Sunday. Football's on. But it's not a team I care about, so it's on, but I'm not watching. Haven't been with you guys in a while, so I thought I'd just pop in and see how you guys are doing.
That's great, Tag. Thank you. We've got someone new this week to join us, Richard Caudron from Belgium. I hope I pronounced your surname correctly, Richard.
Some mute button.
Oh. Yeah, more or less.
Sorry, your sound's on now. Okay, do you want to have another go?
Do you hear me now?
Yes, we do. Yeah, go ahead.
No, your pronunciation is quite good.
You want to just do a quick introduction for yourself, just, and then we'll come back to talk about it in detail.
So, Richard, I'm scale modeler for the last 45 years, let's say, so starting at the early stage. And since recently, let's say since last 2 years, I was focusing on the scale 172, everything as long as it was detailed and nice and whatever. And 2 years ago, with my wife, we start thinking about making something different, in scale modeling, and to bring some life in scale modeling. Also to make it easy access to electronics. So we started the company, which is magic scale modeling. Our idea is to bring some magic into modeling, and so that's what you can see in the future website, which is under construction on the Facebook page. And for the few ones I have the chance to meet in Telford, they could see it live.
Okay, if I come back, so we'll look at some of the items you have in a few minutes. Richard, just go through and let everyone else introduce themselves. And we have Mitch Sagraves. Hi, Mitch.
How y'all doing?
We're all great, thank you.
I'm Mitch, North Carolina, US of A. Just hanging out with you guys. Haven't seen you in a while.
Okay. We'll go over to Jamie. Hi, Jamie Shiner.
Hi, I'm Jamie Shiner from Cheshire in the UK. I'm building models for over 20 years, and usual, come on and hang out with you guys and see what's going on.
And finally, but not least, we have Andy Golightly. Hi, Andy.
Hey, everybody. Andy, northwest of the UK, near Blackpool. Building models, well, since my dad bought me my first one when I was a kid, really. Never really stopped, to be honest. Just finished off a car, and I'm tiptoeing between two kits to start, so I need your help later to choose one for me.
Okay. And myself, I'm Liam Dillon. I'm in Derry in Northern Ireland. I'm sort of the far west of Europe, almost as far as you can go without ending up in the Atlantic. So I came back to modelling about 2 years ago, and same age as Richard, just from Paris, and I'm 57 as well. So I got back into modelling about 2 years ago, mostly sci-fi, but I'll build anything that's made of plastic if it's of interest to me. We just then had John Skaggs has joined us as well. Hi, John. Do you just want to introduce yourself this evening?
Hi, guys. Been a while.
Great to see you back on. Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised I actually got
in. We're generous in Europe. We let anyone in.
It sounds bad.
Okay, if we go back to run through now what everyone perhaps is working on, if we start with Tag as before. Tag, do you want to tell us what you're working on at the minute, or are you planning something, or are you in the middle of a job?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of about 5. Yeah, the other night I started doing one of these. it's a game piece, but it just looks cool. The detail is really awesome.
Is that a large model when it's built? The box looks obviously very big, but
Yeah, it's this is what I've got. This is like the torso.
yeah, very different.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't play any of these games, but they've got some really cool stuff, and like they're small game miniatures, so they're relatively easy to put together and paint and get something done. Just to take a break from other stuff because I'm still working on my on my Halloween build, which is my my Celine.
Oh yeah, from Underworld.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was getting kind of frustrated with it, so I needed to take a break from her. But I'll probably get back on it. But it may be after Thanksgiving.
Is she going to end up in a diorama or purely just on a?
No, just going to be on a stand.
Right.
Yeah, I have the stand. Let me see. I can take her off and show you the stand because I haven't worked on the stand. But
Is
yeah,
that
I got a wood piece, and then I bought a resin kind of brick cobblestone looking thing for to set her on. She comes with a base on a dead lichen, but it was too much detail. I didn't want the focus to deter from her.
quite a large kit? Is that a commercial, like a resin kit?
It's resin. I'm trying to remember where I got it. It's way too expensive. I wouldn't buy it ever again. I mean, because it's not a smooth sculpt. It's like something somebody would sculpt for class or something like that.
Right. It's a garage kit then, rather than a commercial.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a garage kit. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's like one of my favorite characters, and I was just kind of a little disappointed in the smoothness, because there's a lot of pits, and it looks kind of like the molds. They didn't clean the molds very well before they cast it, and so there was a lot of work to prep it, which I'm not that fond of.
I mean, are figures a big area of interest, or just again, it's just the current thing you're working on? It's not a case.
Well, they are a big interest. I probably have about 20 resin figures. A lot of them anime, and a lot of them superheroes. They're all female. I don't have any Superman or Batman or anything. Although I am thinking about buying the 1966 Batman TV series kits that they've repopped.
It looks really good, actually. I've seen a few people talking about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was a huge Batgirl fan. And then the last thing I bought is I got me a couple of these.
Oh, right, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I paid way too much for them, but
Oh,
that's
nice.
okay. That's okay. And then I'm also, let me see if I get my screen share going. I'm also working on stuff for my dad's trains. I mean, I know some of you guys might. So do you see that?
Yep.
Let me go through it. Here we go.
Cityscape. Or town.
Yeah, that's HO scale. So I'm just planning out the little town. So I've got most of the structures together. I'm lighting all of them. I'm going to use an Arduino Uno board to time the lights, so they'll all come on and go off at certain times. So you won't have to mess with it. So Dad can just play with his trains, and the town will take care of itself.
Is it a large? It's a large setup he has then, a large train setup.
Yeah, he when they moved into their retirement home, my stepmom was nice enough to give him one bedroom to be able to put his trains in. So he got the smallest bedroom. So it's probably about 8 by 10. So
yeah,
the layout's probably about 4 by 6 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's a popular one. The train's definitely a popular one, especially in retirement.
Oh yeah, a lot of people don't realize. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry a year.
I know there was a whole big thing last week. Mandy Patinkin, who's the actor in the States, he did an interview and he was showing off his train setup, and it was this enormous.
Rod Stewart has a large train set too.
Yeah. He probably has people to do it for him, but.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably does. He just, I want this, somebody build it for me, and it doesn't matter what it costs.
If I move on to Richard, or if Richard's ready to perhaps show us some of his modelling and or lighting and or a combination of both.
Yeah, can try. I mean, conditions are not ideal. Whenever it wouldn't work whenever the result would not be good enough, I would suggest to start again with a GoPro cam or that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Fine. Anyway, let's try to go, and I'll take a very simple example to start with. I mean, so this is the okay.
Car setup, yeah.
Let me try to get this. So this is the Mini Cooper, the reproduction of François's Mini Cooper, the Cabrio. And so the whole idea is to put some lights in there, and also the, let's say, the backside, so you can see. It's definitely not ideal, I mean, as presentation, because everything is reversed,
Yeah, you can actually, in your toolbox, you can reverse that, so it's the same way.
Really?
Yeah. If you want to quickly go to the toolbox.
Toolbox, okay, yeah.
And
Get it?
in the top, I think it's top right, you get a little rectangle with a circle arrow.
Circle arrow with a question mark in there.
No, below that, where it says lower third, there's a little triangle.
Lower third, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see it. Okay.
Click on that.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's better.
Okay.
That's better. Okay. So what I want to show is just, this is a car, so it's quite. I mean, everyone do understand. I mean, what you can do and not do, let's say, with the car. The way it works, is just simply, a circuit. Everything is driven by artificial intelligence. Like here, you can see the circuit at the front.
Yeah.
And then all the cabling. Because the whole idea of what our products is to have something plug and play.
Yeah.
We take all the technology on our side, and we enable the modeler from any kind of understanding of electronics.
Okay. As obviously with the car, it seems to be the power source is within the model as well.
Say it again.
Your power is within the model. It's not a.
It can be. We can put a battery. We can put we can do whatever. I mean, when you look at the model itself, the cabling is something standard, where we can attach from here a battery or whatever. We need 5 volts to get in, and no more, not less. What I will show you now is a kind of is a demonstrator of the circuit we have seen in the car. The circuit is really polyvalent. It's really let's say agile. Is that the word?
Yeah, it can be adapted to different purposes. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So what you can see here, I mean, is the circuit itself, but I've plugged directly the LEDs, on the circuit, just to make it easy to understand. We have 17 programs in there where we can switch from one to another one, and there is a button here, and just by clicking on the button, we will switch from one way of behaving to another one. And we have 17 of those programs on board. Let's say that we have 1/3 which will be dedicated to highways, runways, whatever ways,
Yeah.
We have another third which will be dedicated to cars, police cars, fire brigade, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Another third which is dedicated to airplanes. And the last one can be science fiction, can be a lot of different things.
I know. I mean, I can see straight away applications like police cars, and with the sci-fi stuff, we have a lot of people building the Enterprise need landing lights
Yeah.
The sequential one where it runs just from left to right.
Yeah.
So it certainly seems to be versatile. To what extent, if someone wanted a slightly different programming, can you do that, or is that difficult?
No, I can do that.
Right.
I can do that. That's not the main ID, but I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to be. So as you can see here on the board, this is the chip, you know,
Yep.
and the chip is programmable, so we can do whatever we like. But it's not the only thing you can do with this. So we have 17 different programs, but we have this one as well, and this one is dedicated to tune up the speed of the cycle. You know, we can get it very low, we can get it very, very, very quick. For example,
Potentiometer.
say it again.
Potentiometer.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Potentiometer. Yeah, correct. Okay, and so this is the main circuit. And from there, you know, what we have developed is you know, just let's say this is the demonstrator where the LEDs are on board, and this is the one we sell. Just because the problem is I have very large hands, you know.
That's okay. No, it's looking okay.
Okay.
So effectively, then you've got a junction box at one end that you can fit your
absolutely. Where you will plug those little guys here, you know. So just plug and play.
It looks versatile. I don't know about everyone else, but certainly I can think of uses already for it. So
yeah. So the cables we have are let's say let me 10 centimeter cables or 20 centimeter cables, which means that if you plug them in one into the other one, you have a cable of 30 centimeter. You know.
Is there a maximum distance?
Say it again?
Is there a maximum distance? Could you go to 40 centimeters, for example, if you had to, or?
No, because we are in very, very low voltage, so you can go as far as you want. Right. If we were in remote control, in radio controlled, we could be in trouble after 1 meter, you know?
Right, yeah.
We could generate interferences, but it's not relevant for us because we are not in radio control. There is no risk that we will crash the model.
Yeah, the reason I ask is obviously some of the sci-fi models we're building are quite large.
Yeah, I know.
I'll show you an example of that. This is one that a lot of us have gotten recently, which is the large version of the Millennium Falcon, and you can see from one end to the other, it's a big distance. Similarly, the big large-scale enterprise kits can be up to about 30 inches long. So it's just to know that there's no issue with distance.
So we were just looking at connecting simply two cables. Those two cables are 30 centimeter, you know, but it's 30 centimeter from the circuit on one side, and you can go 30 centimeter on the other side as well. You can add multiple of 20 centimeter, so you can go wherever you like. In any way, for the enterprise you show me, there is another circuit which is in approach. I will not show it tonight because we are still in. I'm still prototyping it. It would be It would be available from within the 2 next weeks, and that one will be able to drive 132 LEDs.
That was my next question. Was your current board? Obviously, you've got is it 8 on it? So that's the maximum you can drive from that board?
It's not the maximum, but it's it all depends the way you look at the board here. Looks at 8 channels. On each channels, you can plug 2-3 LEDs, if you like.
That's so you could have in theory up to 16 or 24, depending on. Yes. Yeah.
But the problem is that the logic only looks at 8 channel.
Yeah. Still, I mean, I'm just, as I say, I'm just thinking out loud in the sense of I can think of uses already for it in certain models. But I know with a lot of the sci-fi model kits you get, they're dedicated to a particular chip or model. With your setup, it can obviously be applied to a lot of different kits.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Anyone else? Any questions for Richard with relation to this?
Yeah, how much?
Next, yes. The golden question, yes.
So 30 quids, around 30 British pounds.
Which is very reasonable. I know.
Yeah.
What about postage within Europe? Have you any idea what?
Oh, it's I mean, postage in Belgium is very, very low. I just take an example. I've sent one of those kits today to New Zealand, you know, and the price was less than €4.
That's impressive. But that's the postal charges in the UK are a lot higher than that. So.
Yeah, but the point is that, you know, what's the weight of this?
Oh, true. It weighs nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the weight of the cable? Nothing.
Yeah.
What's the weight? What is the weight of the LEDs? Nothing.
Yeah, but the problem we have is it's not the packaging or parcels, it's the actual price of stuff. If you go over £15, you
Doesn't,
get.
Jamie, it's within Europe. It's not relevant.
I know. I'm just saying.
There's no
Mostly when we
customs charges within Europe.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Mostly when we get stuff from abroad and stuff, it's like you get hammered after 15 quid.
Yeah. Well, as far as I remember, I know I've got stuff sent from Germany, and there weren't any charges, no customs charges. So, and again, to the States, they don't seem to. I'm not sure if I'm accurate tag in saying this, but I think you don't really pay any duty until it goes over a certain value.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. Whereas we're taxed to the hilt here, so.
Yeah, here it's the weight. It's the weight that starts costing. So something like that doesn't weigh anything, you can send it in an e-packet or something like that, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's correct. Well, you know, once we will get more, where the cost will get higher, is, for example, if we look at this guy here, you know, the fan of science fiction will recognize the UFO Area 51.
Yeah.
Right? And the problem is here, you know, we are looking to a different kind of electronic. This is what we are looking at, you see? Once again, we do have, okay, let me take this one. Once again, we have 10 different modes, 10 different programs. You pick up the one you like and so on. But the problem here, you know, is that the ring, the surface of the ring is taking more place. So which means that if you want to send it, the package will be higher.
Yeah, yeah.
And it will be more protected because, you know, this one. So maybe here the cost to ship will be higher, but it's still in an envelope, you know, packed with carton and protected. So I don't think it will hit the roof.
Why did you go for that particular one? Had you a request for it, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. And the point also, you know, I'm coming also from radio control airplanes, you know, which means that I have a good understanding, or what those guys are looking for, the way they use it, and that's the way I can also adapt to scale modeling. Working for IBM, I'm used to deal with Chinese, you know, platforms and so on, and so where I can find my components on a good level, we are looking at medical level, which means quite good, over the 20,000 hours lifetime, which is good enough, I mean, for scale modeling.
Oh, yeah.
And really cheap prices, and that's the reason why we come to those £30.
Yeah, I mean, again, if in the future you wanted, or people wanted specific types of kits, would you look at, if there was enough interest, would you look at all our areas as well? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
you know, the point is that we are a small company, and as well, my wife as myself, we are really dedicated to modeling. We love modeling, we like the challenge, and so why not? The point is that also, if you look, for example, to Telford, and if you take the top 10 of the competition in Telford, you can be sure that those will be the top 10 of the sellers, you know, in the next months for the one who did love those kits.
Yeah, I know. It's like the film Fury was released here recently. You know, the World War II Brad Pitt with the Tiger tank and the Sherman tank.
Yeah.
And I know most model shops are now sold out of the Sherman tank because of the popularity of the movie. So that's depends what it is at the time. Well, the house as well.
Let me make another trial. I'll cut the light down.
I still have to watch that movie. I have not seen it yet.
Oh, it's excellent. Really good.
That's another thing. You know?
Are the windows flickering? I can't really tell.
Those are flickering. Yeah. The point is that there is some light behind me, and there is no way I can shut it.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Oh, I can see it now in the right hand window. Yeah, it's flickering away. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see that. So it's still the same circuit. I mean, different LEDs.
Right. Yeah. Because one of the things we quite often will do is engine lights for spaceships.
Absolutely.
Want them to flicker. Yeah.
Yeah. You go for the flickering one.
Yeah. Have you just used flickering LEDs? Is that how you've done that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
The point is that they are not that easy to find. I mean, once you go in large diameters, like for example the 10 millimeters.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one of the welder. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I don't know if you can all see that. So he's welding the Jeep. Yeah. Maybe your power's gone off, is it? No.
What's interesting here is the size of the LED, which is very, very, very tiny, very small.
And 0603, something like that, or?
Oh no! We are below here.
Right, even lower. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That was the one we were using for the smoker.
Right.
We've seen it. Let me try to pick a few other ones.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Hey up, guys. You alright?
Hey.
We're just seeing some demonstrations here from Richard Caudron, who was at Telford, of model lighting, and the little boards he's doing for £30, which seem to be fairly adaptable to a lot of different uses.
Ah.
They had he's got a slightly different one of an Area 51 spaceship there. Sorry, Richard, this is my co-host that's just joined us now, Craig. So.
Hello.
Hey, buddy. You alright?
Hey.
The last one, you just missed his welder fixing the Jeep, which is impressive.
Oh, was you at IPMS?
Yes.
Ah, I saw. Did you have your own stand?
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at your stand.
Oh, that's great.
So that's.
Oh, let me introduce you, Françoise.
Good evening.
Evening.
I think is that your wife?
She's the boss, in
Oh,
fact.
your boss. Yeah.
That's always the case. All wives are bosses.
I think I spoke to her. I think she showed me the cigarette one.
Oh, that can be. Yeah. Yeah, she's a smoker as well, you know.
How many boards have you got running in her?
Say it again.
Oh dear.
Oh, how many balls? No. The point, the problem with Françoise, is the battery. You cannot find enough battery to simulate that much energy, you know.
Oh, dear.
Upstairs.
Oh.
Are you sure?
Nice to see you, Francois.
So that's the guy, with the Brasero. So this is also, a flickering one.
Yeah.
You see? It's quite noisy. Yeah. The point, is that even if you look at here, in this kit, there is only one flickering LED, but all our circuits are protected by. All the LEDs are protected by circuits, just to make sure that we regulate all the power, always.
You were saying everything's run from 5 volts. Is that a choice because of the circuit, or?
Because of the circuit, yeah, absolutely. You know that the LEDs are run between 2 and 3 volts.
Yeah.
And the choice we've made, is to get everything in 5 volts. Because, from now, all what I've shown to you...
And now comes the porn.
She's dressed. She's okay. Oh, that's impressive. So
Soft porn.
A strobe effect.
Yeah, guys, sorry, we will stay on the soft phone as long that my boss is in the neighborhood. You know?
Okay.
Good idea.
So you see the guy with the flash. It's the same story, small LED, driven by a really small circuit, and you can see the circuit over here. You see?
Yeah.
And the circuit is there to command the LED, of course, but also to regulate the power.
Yeah.
You see, that's the kind of thing we are doing. Let me show you something else, which is an airplane 172 scale.
So you can run 9 or 12 into the board and it'll reduce it to 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is an A10, classic A10, with this landing system. Sorry, navigation lights.
Navigation lights, yeah.
Yeah, and also the afterburner. Of course, there is someone who will tell me there are no afterburner on the A10. No, I agree. I just want to show that you can have that kind of effect, you know, in a 172 scale airplane. The circuit is here, cabling, and so on, and the LEDs are there.
It certainly would have an application with our sci-fi kits.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
When do you think you'll have your full website up and operation?
I'm working on this on the on a full-time basis because we are preparing some other show as well, you know, and we need some more demonstrators, you know. So I'm building kits in the meantime. I hope to get the website full operational in 2 weeks' time.
That's a good timing too for Christmas. So although you may be very busy, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean we had a good few reviews about the all projects, and yeah, I mean we start to have some work, which is great, and that gives us also the chance to invest, because from now all what I've shown you is dedicated to light and only light, right? You have seen LEDs, different kind of LEDs, but all driven by circuits, by artificial intelligence. We want to go further. We want to have movement as well. And I'm thinking about the recoil of a cannon, for example, you know, of a gun. I'm thinking about the movement of a gun in a tank. I'm thinking about typically. Let me have a look. Oh, yeah. Typically, that kind of thing. I want that guy to turn on himself.
Yeah.
And to have his light, you know. But that will be for next year.
Yeah. Well, it's walk first, then run later. I suppose that's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I mean, I'm going to move on to some of our members that are here now, but I mean, I just want to thank you for being here this evening. If you want to stay and listen to what we chat about, certainly you're more than welcome. But and I mean, if you develop any other kits and you want to show them on the show, please contact either myself or Craig. We'd be very interested in seeing what develops.
Okay, great. Thanks.
But I'll just move on now to Mitch. Mitch, are you working? I can see your Iron Man in the background there, which is another kit.
Yeah, I've got him pretty close to being done. Still got a little bit of more detail to do.
Oh, wow, that looks great.
Yeah. The flashing, the hand repeller light. I mean, is that done as a sequence or from a board?
That's just the blinky light. That's all.
Yeah, it looks great.
And
is it how did you do the gold paint? Is that alcalads or is it?
No, it's just enamel.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I still haven't put a gloss coat on him yet. We'll get there next. I just want to make sure I got all the little details in, like the armor here and there. But,
I think you were saying during the week you've another arrival, a slightly larger version of an Iron Man.
Do what now? Oh yeah, the big Iron Man. Yes.
Yeah, I was impressed by this. If you can show it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I still got it boxed up.
Oh, right, okay. But it's a lot larger scale.
Oh yeah, it's 10 times bigger than that one. I'll get on him later. That's kind of.
Any, I mean, is it just a bust or is it a full body?
Yeah, it's a full body.
Right. Okay.
It's I can see part of it here. If I can get the box open.
Oh yeah, it's a lot larger scale. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is it a resin kit? A resin kit, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a resin kit. But
Like a quarter scale.
yeah, it's 1/5 scale is what it is. But
1/5.
yeah, but I got it off of eBay and I just couldn't help myself.
Yeah, it happens to us all the time.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
But,
see it, say I gotta have it. You just do it.
so is that your next build, or are you going to do something else
So
in
I'll
between?
probably go back to doing another ship. I hadn't decided what I'm gonna do yet. I got the 1000 Reliant that Ralph did a board for.
Uh-huh.
That I may do next. I don't know.
See it there in the background on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah. It's back here. Yeah. I hadn't even got the board for it yet, but.
It's obviously a lot smaller than your last Reliant, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a 1650. But,
Okay. If we move on to John, are you working on anything at the minute? I see the Cylon there actually, so.
Yeah, I've been slowly working on that Cylon for about a year. I've all but got it done. I think the only thing I have left to do to it is put the guns on his arms, ones that fold out. But he's pretty much done other than that, and then paint the base. Of course, you probably noticed my 1-to-1 scale dog in my lap. Just trying to drive me crazy at the moment. This little Pekingese Pomeranian mix who's spoiled rotten. I do have one of those big Millennium Falcons across the room that I've been working on a little bit at a time.
One of the Hasbro one?
Yeah, the same one you have.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have started on them over the last few weeks. And
all right, you're killing me. Stop down a minute. Let me see if I can get over here and get it. I've been trying to let it cure up because I used Tester's Model Master on it, and I painted it a somewhat camouflage gray. Basically, for the overall color, I painted it camouflage gray, and I'm going back with the recessed areas, painting that I'm starting with a dark gray, and then I'll highlight it with a lighter shade of gray, and then mix rust in with it to give it the overall effect like the Falcon has. And all the dry brushing, I've got to weather it and do all that. The stickers that came in the box with the model actually look pretty decent. They're very thin made, and they go on very well.
yeah, it's about the one thing that sticks to the model are those stickers. Nothing else can stick to it. So.
I've been rather fortunate. I only had one sticker on the cockpit that gave me a problem, and when I went to readjust it because it wasn't in the right position, it peeled the paint.
Yep.
So I kind of had to use a little bit of adhesive on the back of the sticker to put it back in place. And once I got it set, it didn't come back off. I have noticed, though, that if I continue using the stickers out of the box that came with it, this one where the engine exhaust is going to be the challenge, because it's two sections of a long sticker, and you have this narrow channel you've got to try to get it in and get it straight.
Yeah. The one that I'm doing, I mean, that's purely a paint job that I'm doing at the minute because it's for a present for my son's friend for Christmas. So I'm not doing too much with it, but funny enough, that's the one sticker I used was the one that's on the back.
For the engine exhaust, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I've used. Everything else I'll be doing with painting. But the plastic primer I use seems to have worked all right as a base, but you can't put any masking on it at all. It just lifts straight off. So what I've done is I scanned the sticker sheet, but removed all the stickers first. Then I printed 3 or 4 copies, and I've laminated those, and I've cut out the holes where the stickers were. So I'm using those as a template for the painting. It's just an idea, just to get around the issues with. And again, it's not the most detailed build with that one I'll be doing. I'll probably do that with one of the future ones. That's how I got around the problem with. I'm using the stickers, but I'm using them in a different way.
Right.
But that's how do you intend to display it? I think a lot of people are just building it as you are and as I am, purely as a wall decor. Is that the idea?
Yeah, well, pretty much when I get it done, I'm just going to hang it up.
Yeah, it's sort of the classic thing of the falcon on the back of the Star Destroyer. You sort of replicate the same idea on your own wall.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but I still have all the markings to put on the bottom, and I've got to continue the painting. The fun challenge is this thing is being so big, the weathering's going to be fun.
Yep.
And to make it look presentable. Really, the only other thing I have that I've been slowly but surely working on, I finally, after all these years, got my hands on the 1/72nd scale NASA space shuttle with the tank and boosters.
Oh, that's a large kit.
Yes, it is. In fact, I've got it. It's kind of funny because I got the shuttle built, but I haven't done anything else to it, and it's been kind of hanging on my wall in the living room
Yeah.
for the last 6-8 months. It's a very nice model. I mean, it goes together very well to be a repop of the old kit.
Who was the manufacturer? Is that a?
It's oh God, you had to ask me, I could hold it. Monogram. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, that's
over here. And I've already got the tank assembled.
That's big.
The mounts and everything on it, so I can actually mount the shuttle on the tank for perspective.
Yeah.
But I've ran into a problem with it because I don't have an airbrush, and I have to do everything with my painting either by hand or by aerosol can.
Yeah. And
you can't find a burnt orange, which is the overall color of the fuel tank, in a spray can. So I'm going to have to either figure out how to use a different color, like a rust or a brown, and then highlight it, or I'm just going to have to break down and buy an airbrush.
I don't know about the US, but I know in the UK we have a company, Halfords, who are car suppliers, and if you have a specific color, they will mix it up and put it into a spray can for you. You may find there's a dealer there will do the same thing. If you can get a match that you want, take a sample in, they should be able to match it up and then produce a spray can just of that color.
Nice. And the other thing that I've been holding up on too, like I said about the shuttle, is in order to get the overall effect of the tiles on the bottom of this model, you're going to have to either paint it, which would be all one solid color, or mask it off with masking tape, a section at a time, and then paint it to where you actually have the tile texture on the bottom. They're supposedly, and I haven't found it yet, the 144 scale shuttle with the tank, they've got a decal sheet that you can actually order. I forget who has it for the 144 scale that simulates the tile effect on the bottom of the shuttle and along the sides in the white. They supposedly have it also in 1/72nd scale as well, but I have not found it yet.
And I mean, unless you post it on the SFMA forum, someone else may have had the same issue. It could be an answer, but
well, I know that I've seen the decal sheet for the 144 scale version on eBay. I think it's going for like I want to say like $30-40. it may be possible to get the 1/44 scale decals and take them to someone who can scale them up to 1/72.
Or even the people who are supplying it on eBay, unless you message the seller and ask them could they do it in a larger scale. As you say, it's just a matter of scaling it up. So
right,
it's a nice size of kit, definitely.
Oh, it's a beautiful model. I mean, this was the one shuttle kit that I've been trying to get for years, because I've always wanted to do a tribute model for the Challenger, the one that we lost in 1986, that exploded on during launch. The one that has the teacher on it.
Sorry to interrupt, but can I ask, someone has a dog or something that?
Kingston.
Oh, it's okay. It's your dog.
Yeah, it's mine.
That's okay. No.
Going freak his
No,
own
that
with
was
his
me.
dog.
I was playing with my chew toy. I'm sorry.
I just saw something in a big mouth.
Oh, dear, dear.
He's got this long gator-looking thing that he absolutely goes nuts with.
It sounds like it. So.
Give me that.
I think, but that looks fantastic. I look forward to seeing the finished version of it, John. So, if we may move on to Jamie, what you work? Well, I know what you're working at, but you may want to tell. I know working at.
I'm working on the big one, the Enterprise, and the build. I'm on the top source. The prep work's done on the top source. The strip lighting's in on the top source. At the moment, I've got two boards up. I've got the thruster board in and the main board in, and the strip lighting's in. And I'll put it on the web, but it's not very good. But I'll show you a quick demo of this. I managed to tape everything down so I can show you. I'm just going to put the main strip on. So here we have. Stays on. Here we have that side of the Enterprise.
No, which Enterprise is that?
This is the A, the big one.
The 1350s.
The Polarized 350.
The side you want to see is that side. As you can see, all the flashes are sort of going. See them?
Yep, the navigation lights and the anti-collision strobes.
Yeah, you've got the rec deck in there. All they've done in. There's the. Let me just demonstrate if it lights up and shows you. I think you can see in there.
The recreation deck.
Can you see in there or not?
No.
Hang on.
The light's gone on that one, but.
No, it's back. It's alright, the actual main light went off. It's very hard to do this, you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see it now, yeah.
Alright, so that's the rec deck in there. But Leon, I've spoken to you about this, Leon, but maybe you guys can help me out. You've got the bridge light on, so you've got the shade on the top, see it? What I've managed to do at the moment is just tape all this up so it's not secure, just so I can give you guys a look on it. So your registry will go here. Now the problem I've got with this, maybe you can help us up. Now here we have the system for the impulse engines and the crystal on top here.
Just be careful that Duracell doesn't pull your cable out there.
This crystal here. Now this is supposed to be on with the board. It's wired into the board, but it's not coming on. Right? But if I can show you this, I'll just unplug this.
That crystal works with your momentary switch.
It what?
It works with your momentary switch.
Which one though, Craig? 1 or 2?
It's the one with your impulse engines on it. When you press the button, it will fire up the crystal on your warp engines.
But this is
again, it will change colour to amber or blue. Press it, turn off.
On this MEV board, it's on a movie setup. I thought that if I'll just show you this a minute. I'll just give me a sec. If I did it to the main power with a resistor, it would light up, which it should do, which it does do. Yeah. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Now it does light up on the main.
When it's connected directly, it works,
Yeah,
but it won't work through the circuit.
It takes 2 seconds. I'm just going to unplug this off the board to show you it actually working. What I'll use is a tester. This is 9 volt.
Does your momentary switch work?
I haven't got the momentary switch on.
Ah.
You with me?
I still think Craig may be right then. If the momentary switch is part of the circuit, it may need to be in the circuit to.
You think that might be the reason why it's not coming on?
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't on there, it would just keep flashing through amber and blood.
I would at least try turning on your momentary switch to see if the bulb does light up.
Well, I've tried connecting one of the momentary switches, but it doesn't seem to do anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't light up. It doesn't seem to.
Have you wired up the bipolar right?
Bipolar's not wired in yet. It's on the body of the ship, isn't it? You with me?
You should have had two. You should have had one for the crystal and one for the deflector
Not
dish.
for this board. It lights up. I'll show you the colour it lights up in a second. I'm just going to get the wires out so I can plug it in for you to show you what it comes in at. It's like a yellow colour. It comes in. It's a different setup in the movie. This one. Alright, I've got that in. And when it comes up in the movie, it's slightly different. If you know what I mean. Right, that's that one.
You want? I mean, would it be easier for me to move on and then come back to you, Jamie?
I've got it.
Okay.
I'm just plugging the last wire in.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. So, there you have. Hang on. There's the crystal. Okay. And below here is the impulse engine that goes on by the impulse engine. Now they work.
Yeah.
When they're connected to the board, they don't work. And I'm going on. I've tried putting one of those momentary switches, Craig, into one. And I tried pressing it, but nothing happened. So I don't know what the problem is. I was wondering if anybody else.
Check your instruction manual. Check that you've got the instruction manual for the board you've got, because I had the same issue on.
Yeah, this is
I had the same issue on my, which one was it? I think it was my JJ Prize.
Right.
Because he put the new board on. He sent the new board with the old instructions, and the momentary switch is wired up slightly different. If your switch ain't working, you've probably got the wrong instructions for your board.
Right.
You need to check the board number on your instructions. You know the actual diagram with the board on it.
Yeah, it says it here, look, the combo board.
Yeah, not that bit. Go to the page where it's got the diagram.
Right.
The actual circuit layout with all the wiring.
The circuit layout, and have a look at the reference numbers of the board on your instructions, and then look at the reference of the board that you got in your ship. Because you might have, say, the 1701D combo board, for example, but you might have the 1701C instructions.
Where does it mark that up, though? Because there's the picture of the board.
Yeah, have a look on your board and look for the actual board designation code on there.
Right. And where would that be on here, though?
It'll show you. It will say on there combo board D or whatever it is, and then check those numbers to what's on your actual board.
Yeah. Well, the actual numbers that are on this board match up to what I've got here.
Right.
So
I think the only solution really is to get a chat to Ralph. I'm sorry he's not here tonight, but.
Alright, I've got a couple of things to show you. One is I had a picture done that some of you guys might not have seen, but it's quite a good picture. It's this one. The thing about this picture, it's in 3D. So, yeah, it will be ready to be framed. So that was quite good. And finally, if you haven't seen it on the Google, I've had this, and this is going to be a really good build.
Oh, the Blake 7.
Yeah, from Triton. Now, this is a resin kit, and as resin kit goes, this is the central part of the model, but it's pretty well detailed, and it's been pretty good moulded. So you can see.
Is that a UK kit? Well, presumably it is. If it's
No, it's a UK ship, but it's an American guy that's got the patent for it.
right.
So that's the.
Is it resin or?
Yes, it's resin.
Okay.
And the green at the back, which goes on here, is in 2 halves, so you can put the light inside. And then you have the big domes at the power engines, and it sort of goes like this. So you end up with a ship like this.
I just want to say, sorry to interrupt, Jamie. Just want to say, Richard has to go, I think. So just want to say thanks for coming this evening.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be with you guys.
Okay. And
So I'm joining the bus now.
okay. Good night, Richard. Hopefully we'll see you in future shows. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
So like I was saying, guys, that's where I am at the moment with the Enterprise, and that's the other kits and things I'm doing. So the best thing I think I can do is sort of get in touch with Ralph about this, isn't it? Because it's a big puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's so helpful. He will sort the problem out if he can.
But yeah, it's just getting hold of him.
Yeah. Have you now got a direct number for him? You can ring him. I mean, I know you're a night bird sometimes. If you try ringing him at the during our date, well, they work us out. So tomorrow afternoon will be his morning time.
Yeah, I might have to because I can't really go any further until I get that working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, I have to. It's 2 minutes past 8. I have to just finish off now and get ready for work. So I will catch you all next Sunday.
Okay, Jamie. Good night.
Continue the show. See you later, lads.
Look after those pets.
Yeah, I will do.
Okay. If we move on to my co-host, who I've currently muted. Bear with me to try and unmute him.
I'm unmuted.
Oh, there you go. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Hey guys.
Hi, Craig.
What an emotional day. I've been dragged around Meadowhall all day. But anyway, yeah, I've got like loads going on at the minute. I've got me Iron Man, which is still kind of drying. I've got my Shaun the Sheep. I've got my AVE build. I've got an Ecto 1 on the go.
Oh.
I've just been asked to build a Predator 2 diorama with the clock tower and everything. So I'm kind of busy right now.
Is that a commission bill?
It's kind of. It's for a friend.
Right.
My Iron Man's still drying, but he's kind of gloss, chromy black sort of thing going on. It's same as Mitch's. But he's going to get the full all clad. He's fully lit as well. So he's on the go.
Is it your first time using the all clad, or have you used it before?
That's going to be the first time, man.
Just watch your airbrush, because the cleaning that out afterwards can destroy the seals. Just be careful.
Courtesy of Andy, who gave me a sleepless night last night trying to get me me little lampposts on the go for me Alien versus Predator thing.
They look good.
They're lit now. So what have I got going on with this one? I do believe this one might be white. Oh no, this is the damaged one. So it's got like oh, I'll get this camera thing right eventually.
Go right. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's flickering away.
Not quite showing up the flicker, but.
Oh, I'll tell you why that ain't working right, because I'm using the wrong camera. Can you see that flickering?
Very slightly.
Trust me, it's flickering.
Yeah. Oh, we do.
So that's that one. This one is the one that's not damaged. So that's going to go up next to the Striker. So that's that all working. 2 seconds. I've got models everywhere right now. Right, hold on a minute. I'm going to change the camera so I can move.
The diorama for the Alien vs Predator is quite large too.
Yeah, that's why I'm changing the camera. Yeah, right, so there's me showing the Sheep Land Rover. That's going to be...
That's large.
It is, it's massive. It's going to be lit. I've drilled all the holes and everything for it. Everything moves on it, like the tailgate and the doors open and all sorts. In here I've got my 3 little piggies. So there's one of them.
I assume our American friends know who Shaun the Sheep is, a spin-off from Wallace and Gromit.
There's me smiley one.
That's cool.
I've got me Blitzer, that's all painted up now. Me little doggy. I've got Shaun himself, who's kind of there. he drives the Land Rover. Then the baby. So that's that one on the go. And then the other one is the AVP dial, which is over there. Give us 2 seconds. Right, there's the AVP dial. I'm gonna. Right, let's do that. So it's all fully lit now. There's the first Humvee. There's the other Humvee with a poorly soldier. I've got the window smashed through on the back. So there's going to be an alien that's going to stand there. So it looks as though he's just eating him. In front of this Humvee is going to be another soldier that's getting dragged off, and an alien run away with him. I've got the little lieutenant bloke in the striker. He's going to get grabbed out of there. So if I can do this one-handed, if you just bear with me a second.
Yep.
Right. Let's do that. Let's do that. So there's the lights on one Humvee. Lights on the striker. They're on sort of like dipped beam rather than full beam. Around the back, it's got the brake lights.
That's all off one 9-volt battery?
Yeah, at the minute it is. It's upside down, I know, but there's the lights on the other Humvee. I'll tell you what, it's just easier if I turn the whole thing around, isn't it? There's the lights on the striker. So it's all there, it's all fully lit. So then the first one of those lampposts is going to go there, in between the 2 bollards. The other one's going to go there, in front of the tree, the smashed one, so it looks as though that 50 cal shot it. So it's kind of sparking and flickering away. So yeah, all I'm really waiting for is the 3 aliens to go on there.
Yeah.
A load of debris to go on the road. A lot more blood and gore to go on there, and then that should be all done.
It's an amazing amount of work for what, 6 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, it's just time consuming more than anything.
I'm impressed you've got so much done in the time. That's.
Yeah, the only thing I'm really waiting for is the aliens. Once they turn up, it's all systems go with that one. And then the 1.9 kit that I've actually got of the alien, what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to scratch build like a corridor out of the Nostromo. I'm going to have the yellow flashy beacon in there and the strobe lights going. You know when Ripley's trying to get back to the narcissist, trying to escape, and then she runs into it, and then it kind of goes for Jonesy, the cat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and do that corridor with it.
I saw this week someone had done, using the very smallest SMDs, they'd done a lighting circuit now to simulate the circular rotating flash.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be worth looking into that. They've got the stage where you can wire 4 of them into sequence and then just run it through a sequencer and gives you exactly the same effect of the alert light, or whatever the correct term is.
Yeah, I might have a look at that. So yeah, I'm going to have that flashy beacon. I'm going to put some tubes in it as well, and use my e-cig. And the smoke all over it, so it looks real gloomy as it's coming through all the tubes and that out the side walls and that. So it looks as though that's the idea with that one anyway.
Very good, very good.
But I'm dreading this clock tower Predator 2 because it's huge. Huge. And then you got that big Eastern thing, and then you got the big clock face, and you got the Predator and everything. He wants a helmet lit with the little lasers and all that stuff. So there's going to be Maybe some swearing with that one.
Perhaps by the time you're finished, he won't be a friend anymore.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
If we move on to, sorry, I don't know your first name. Baba.
Hey, hi, how are you? Bruce?
Bruce. Okay.
Feeling a little under the weather today, so met a couple of you guys before.
You want to introduce yourself? Say where you're from, just.
I'm from Chicago. Met a few of you guys before on other hangouts. Tag, I've seen you a few times.
I do actually have an answer for you, Baba. Reference your Enterprise C.
Oh, okay.
That red thing. What you was asking about.
Yeah.
The answer is no one knows.
Nobody knows yet.
I've asked Boyd, I've asked everybody I can think of to find out what that red bit was in between the impulse engines. No one knows. The closest answer I've come up with is an overspill for the shuttlecraft. You know, as you come into the shuttle bay,
Yeah.
apparently you can go in, it's like a little elevator, and you can stock all the shuttlecraft on top of each other. And when you need them, it kind of slots down and flies out. That's the closest thing I've got to an answer to that. But other than that, no one actually knows what that red bit is.
Yeah, so I just make it up whatever I want it to be myself, then.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, because, yeah, everybody, all the references, it's all different type of things on there. I appreciate you looking into that.
See, I didn't forget, I remembered.
Yeah. What was that? That was a couple of weeks ago or something, too. Yeah, I'm still working on it here. Was trying to spray paint outside with the primer, and it was pretty windy, so a big blob came on there, so I had to sand it down.
What? It was windy in Chicago?
Yeah. Oh man, we've had weather. We've had cold weather here. Better today. And then I was at a model show and I picked something up.
Is that the 1/1400th Enterprise C?
I'm sorry?
Is that the 1/1400th Enterprise C? This the
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. I picked this up at a model show for $45.
Promo.
It's the vinyl kit, and there's some parts missing off of it, and it's got to be cleaned. But so everything's the exact same on all kinds of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make them in some. Yeah, I got that A and B stuff mixed together and just help make my own parts for it. So it's a vinyl kit. I've never done anything with vinyl, so it should be interesting. I know that the paint goes on differently with vinyl than anything else.
You definitely will need an adhesion promoter.
Oh yeah, I use that adhesion promoter on everything that I do, so I'm not too worried about that. But you know, I don't think you could sand that down or anything.
No, it won't. You'll end up with it clumps. It comes off in pieces. It's really strange when you try to sand it. You can try really fine wet sanding.
Excuse me.
A 1200 grit, something like that, you might get away with it. But I would practice on the interior somewhere just to test it first.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's really no interior to get at. This thing's.
Are you going to leave it as a solid as it is, or are you going to take it apart?
No, I'm not gonna take it apart. I'm too nervous about taking this thing apart. I know that this kit itself is really expensive. Otherwise, if everything was there, this would be a lot of money.
If you could find one.
Yeah.
Certainly in the UK, I've never seen one in the UK.
There's one on eBay at the minute for 300 quid.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot. You know, this is the guy who sold me it is the guy who made these, I believe, at this model show. So he's like, hey, I happen to have this, but it's missing a whole bunch of stuff. But you know, I could recreate the pieces.
I don't think any of us would refuse it if we had it. So.
No, I'm like, all right, I'll take that. And then I had a real quick question about, you know, it's like, you know, all my model kits when I was a kid, you look at them now and the decals go, you know, they turn yellow. when they're on the kit. Now, you put decals on a kit now, and then you put the varnish on top of it. Is that what keeps the decals from going yellow now, or eventually?
It can be the lighting source you've got them under. If they're in daylight, a different effect from fluorescent lighting, from incandescent lighting. They'll all have an effect on the decals over time. But I know the acrylic varnishes like Clear or Future, whatever one you use, they do protect it. But eventually, I think over time, you still find that the color will change.
Well, you also got to understand that if you're using Future, that stuff does not have UV protection in it. If you use something like Vallejo gloss varnish or something like that, that does have UV protection in it, and it will help keep your model from yellowing over time.
That's interesting. I know. I have a friend who's an artist, and the worry she does watercolors, but she treats them with some sort of acrylic finish that stops them fading over time.
Right.
So,
yeah, it'll have some sort of UV protection or UV coating.
No, I'm a watercolor artist otherwise, and all you have to do is use really good paint. You don't have to worry about it.
Right. Okay.
But it's like what's concerning. These model kits, especially these Star Trek model kits. I mean, some of them, it's all decals. I mean, you get a whole thing where you decal the whole damn thing, and I want to use paint as much as possible with anything because I don't want somebody to have my model kit someday and go, oh, look at that, it's turning yellow,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
especially when those big 350 scale kits, it's like I don't want to even use the most of the pros are doing the with a strong back, they're using the decal kit from that, but and not painting that part, but they're painting everything else. But it's like, man, that strong back's gonna.
Well, I know kits I've had which were say 15 years old kits. When you look at the decals that have been in the box and not exposed to light, they still yellowed. So what I did with the ones that I had problems with, I pasted them or I stuck them on a window for a week, and the sunlight actually bleached the yellow out, and they went back to being the color they were.
Really?
It's actually the opposite. They actually had the opposite effect. They were yellow in the box, but when I exposed them to daylight, it removed the yellowing. Interesting.
That's strange. You want to think that would happen.
I read it in one of the forums somewhere. That's why I tried it, and it worked. So, otherwise I would have had to recreate the decals. It was for a Klingon bird of prey, which they're very small decals, but rather than start from scratch to recreate them in some respect, it worked out okay. But I'd be interested to see what you do with the Nostromo. Perhaps
it's going to be a while, I think.
Yeah, perhaps Andy Golightly could compare notes with you because he's building the refinery.
Oh, you bought the refinery, huh?
No, I didn't buy it.
That's a huge kit.
Yeah, it's started scratch building.
Yeah.
If we move on to Andy, I don't know if you've done any more with it, Andy, or.
Not a lot with the refinery, just tinkering.
Yeah. You finished off. You were building a car the last couple of weeks for a change.
Yeah, I got a picked up.
Camaro. Yeah.
Fast and Furious one of Yenko, so 10 so a good little bargain. Finished now. I just need to stick it on a base. Hold on, I'm using a hammer today, so make you all throw up. Hold on. So big wire. So yeah, it's pretty much done. Put the lights on.
Oh, sweet.
Fast and Furious, you got to put neons on it.
You pimp that thing out, huh?
Yeah, I've not. To be honest, I've never done a pristine car before. I've always done them rusted and battered and what have you. So the paint was a pain in the backside, to be honest. But
what were the issues? Just so you can get it
Well,
smooth, or
with the weather and the temperature and everything. I mean, it's lovely and smooth, but it looks orange peely underneath. But it's a practice run for a better one. I think that's what I'm going to say it is. And then I had a little tin of paint fell off my shelf, and put a little ding in.
it looks realistic then.
That's the problem with new cars. I mean, you can't keep them. Somebody drops something on it or bangs a shopping cart in it.
Well, I did most of the interior bit, but then I couldn't be bothered. It was just a bit of an experiment because I wanted to get one of those nice kits and do a really nice like show car, get it all waxed and everything. But the paint, it looks all right. It's lovely and smooth. It's just, I don't know, I'm not 100% happy with it, but it looks mean enough. It looks cool.
It's what puts me off doing cars. I've only ever built that Christine kit in the last couple of years, and the painting is just, if it's not perfect, it just doesn't look right. You were saying you're working on something else as well?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not that off. That might be better. But the refinery so far, from an underview of it. So it's taking shape slowly. It's pretty big. Just.
Have you got much in the way of reference material?
Oh yeah, I've got billions of photos. I've got like a gigabyte now, so I'm going a bit crazy with it all. And then I've scratched up one of the towers, just starting to mess about a bit more with it. I don't know if I'm going to use that one. I might do another one. It's just something because I've been waiting for my masks for the JJ to finish it off, and it's been like 3 months. I finally got a reply. He's sending some replacements out. I got a reply 2 days after I ordered a set from Lou, so now I've got an extra set. So I don't know.
You wanted us to choose your next build, were you saying earlier on, or?
Oh yeah. Something small, easy, quick, because as soon as JJ masks land, I'm going to get it finished off on its stand. It just needs the polytransfer paint putting down that. But I was going to do either that.
Oh, the easy kit. That's funny. I was looking at that yesterday in Belfast. Yeah.
Yeah, I paid like 12 quid for it from the shop. So,
hovering, of course.
Oh yeah. Well, I was messing about with magnets before. Messing about. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna.
You almost need an interactive system where it's constantly balancing.
Well, that's what I was thinking. You can pick them up, and it's probably about 5 times what the kit's worth, but it's like the little disc, and I could have that mounted in the kit, so it would center and just hide the device inside and have it on like a top. It'd be quite cool, but I mean, I don't want to pour loads of money into it. But yeah, it was either that one or revisit Anakin's Pod Racer. I did the kit a long time ago, and I always regretted not doing all the lighting and not doing the spinning turbines. And I have another one in my stash now. So
is that an easy kit as well, or is it a?
No, that's a plain kit. You got to build it, paint it. You know, it's
right.
And it's not a brilliant kit to put together. The engine and all the detailing is lovely. But the actual pod that the pilot sits in, you need like a bucket of filler for it. It's horrible, but it's something to do.
That's the one where the engines are in 4/4 slices.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one would probably take you longer than the land speeder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I wanted to. I've got some really small gas motors, and I was gonna have the turbine spinning and finally get the purple binding electricity lighting up and everything. And
well, well, 2 questions. Which one would drive you more crazy, or which one would you get the more pleasure from, or is it a combination of both?
At the moment, I want to start my big Falcon, but I said I'm not doing another big build until the JJ's done. So I don't know. I'll eeny meeny miny kind of thing later on.
I mean, it sounds like if you were doing the land speeder and you could get it to levitate, that would be so cool. You'd be very happy with it. But if you could do Anakin's Pod Racer the way you're talking about doing it, that would be even cooler. But
You know you're going to set Liam off on his OCD in a minute. He's going to be buying the world's amount of speeders and pod racers.
Oh, no, I was very good. I was in Belfast yesterday, and I was speaking to the guy in the model shop, and I told him I'm not buying any more kits for at least 6 months
You
because
say that all the time.
no.
Please look at what I've just found.
They had the Titanium shuttle yesterday, the Easy Kit, and I wanted that for ages, and I resisted temptation. I was very proud of myself.
So what did you buy instead?
Paint. Paint and sheets of styrene, large big 0.20 sheets, which I wanted 0.15 for the Millennium Falcon because to replace all the panels, apparently that's the recommendation. On the one I'll build for myself eventually. I tend to buy things just to stock up on stuff because I was getting low on paint and.
We have noticed.
Oh no, mate! You can't look. I mean, look. My stash has hit the ceiling.
Call that a stash. I laugh at your stash.
Yes, I have to laugh at your stash also.
That's just stacked to the floor 3 wide.
Oh, that's what we should do some night on the show. If we all had cameras that could get into recesses, we could show off the crazy spending that we've had over the last 12 months or 6 months or 3 months in my case.
I'm going to lose this. There's my stash. Got it, man.
At least it's to hand.
Got 57 kits. And I've been told.
That's just a corner for Liam.
I beg your pardon. Mine are all larger.
How many refits you got? How many 350 refits you got?
4.
How many Falcons?
How many Falcons?
4.
How many X-Wings?
You got 4 Falcons? I got 2.
I could, yeah. 4 of that crazy thing, yeah. Plus, I have 2 easy kits of the Falcon, which are a lot smaller, but.
I did pick up one of your big X-Wings at Telford.
The 30-inch one, the big thing?
Yeah, 30 quid.
Yeah, well, they're actually 20 quid in Asda this week.
In
Asda, but the problem is
there's my stash.
Oh, you get a house extension, yes. That's not a stash, that's a shop.
That's the garage.
That's a model shop, man. That's not a stash.
What's the address again, Tag?
Yeah, exactly. That's the other side of the model stash.
You got any 135th Russian tanks there?
I have a few.
I want a T-34.
Yeah, I have a few. And then that's the bench.
Do you imagine you'll ever build them, or is it purely
probably not?
The thing we all suffer from is addiction.
I'd be just find a KV-1.
Well, I mean, you know, a deal comes up, and you just, you know.
Yeah, that's why. Craig's making a joke about the amount of stuff I bought recently, but I have to stop it. I am so slow building as it is. It's crazy. I mean,
well, if you're gonna stop, then I'll let you know this that HobbyLink Japan is now shipping the 172 Bandai TIE Fighter and X-Wing.
I've seen a few pictures. I don't think they're as good looking as the.
Well, I can't. You can't tell from a picture.
Yeah.
So I've got my order. They sent me an email today that it's shipped, so I should get it in about 4 or 5 days.
Did you just notice what you done to Liam there, Tag? Did you notice a little twitch?
Yeah, that was him going to the mouse to look up.
Oh no! That's what I'm saying. The amount of I'll just show you why I've been going bananas with this thing. This is the Star Destroyer. Now
Right.
that's just 4 of the pieces with the fibre.
You see, if we'd got you to do that fibre optic to start with that SPAD, you wouldn't be in this mess now.
Actually, I thought you were making a Christmas tree.
Well, I was chatting to someone else yesterday on our Hangout, and they depressed me because they suggested that I'd gone about this completely the wrong way. My original plan was to basically batch the fibres into bundles and light them,
right?
And so on. But what they said was what I should have done was simply cut them all about ½ inch and put a crazy amount of light inside the ship and let the light get to the fibres that way. But I think my method will work better.
Good luck.
Okay, so encouraging. Thank you very much.
Well, the way you're doing it is the way they did it on the studio model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had 6 months or whatever length of time to do it. But no, I will get there. It's just I tend to get so far with the build, and you start to get a little bit jaded with it, and that's what Andy was saying about building something else. So I may take a notion and just do an aircraft or something. But
Well, yeah, that's why I have 5 projects going at the same time.
yeah, I haven't got the space tag. The problem I have is that I'm in the garage here, and I've got about 6 foot of square space to work on. I have to the spring plan will be a complete revamp and a bench the full length of the garage, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, that's what I mean. What those pictures I just showed you was about 4 weeks worth of redoing the entire garage, going through everything, rebuilding my bench and everything to organize it so that I would have more efficient space.
Yeah, it's a big issue. I mean, when I first started off, I thought a little desk space would be fine, but with that Falcon, there's no way. Or if I ever get around to doing one of the refits, you need a massive amount of space to do it justice. So.
Well, yeah, that's like, I mean, you saw Boyd's first one, right? He's working on that little TV tray, the little wooden TV tray, building that first kit, and that's how we all start. And then when you start buying kits, you start to realize I need more space.
Yeah, or as Craig does on the table in front of him, in front of the living room, or in the living room. So
yeah.
That poor little coffee table.
Yes. And Grace is so understanding. If that was, I would have been divorced.
She's Facebooking it.
Oh dear, I know. Oh no. I noticed our time, we're at 8:30 now. Anyone got any other questions or anything they want to raise before we sign off for the night? Or
no, what was that website tag?
Let's see what HLJ.com.
Hobby
Link Japan.
You got that, Liam?
Yes, I know where they are. Oh, I'm too attached to my arms. I don't want to sell something to get an R kit. So.
Well, see, I've got a bad habit of, and you probably do too, of buying 2 at a time because I buy one to build and then one to stash.
It's something I've learned from my first builds that you build one and you learn a lot, and then you build it the second time and you hopefully will do it more justice. So.
Or you buy a JJ prize and have to buy 4 kits just to get one to work.
Yeah. Oh well, I was saying earlier on, my JJ prize has been sent to Jay Barron. Jay's been after one for ages. I said, well, early Christmas present. I'm going to send it to Jay.
Ah.
So see what he does with it. But
I think add one of those to my collection too, but I have to get it from Germany, of course, and it's difficult.
If you're giving kits out, Liam, I've got a nice little space in this box down here for a clear D that'll fit.
Well, you're to blame for my sending the kit to Jay because you put me off building it, and Jamie's put me off building it, and who else had a disaster?
John Victory?
Yeah, oh, of course, John. I forgot about John. Yeah, John's. Well, he's bought another one to do it again, so glutton for punishment. So I've really been put off that.
I'm not going to jinx myself.
Oh, exactly. Yes, just perfect. And there's, I thought Craig would have more sense after what you did with the Ecto 1, not to go down that road, but.
Oh, he's welcome to it. You can burn it for like a.
Oh, again.
Building an Ecto 1.
Yeah, man. It's for a Christmas present, so I've got to get my ass in gear.
I've got both of them.
Have you lit them?
One
Have you lit them?
What's that?
Have you lit them?
I haven't started on them yet.
Ah.
But I picked up both.
Again, that thing about the flasher for the alien hallway, Craig, I know someone's doing the same thing for the flashing lights for the Ecto 1. You can do exactly the same thing, but it's the very smallest SMDs you have to use. So unless you chat to Richard nicely from earlier on, maybe he'll do something.
Well, I've got the SMDs, funnily enough, and they are literally wafer thin. Those little bad boys in there, they are literally
063s or 04.
The smallest ones you can get.
I think it's no, they're getting smaller all the time.
They're oh my god, they're tiny size. That's what they are. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that on the camera. That's pretty much. It's not going to zoom in enough.
Just see the wire, yeah.
It's like wire.
Wow, that's small.
Oh, let's see if we can put it on a black background. It literally does look like a speck of dust.
That's tall.
That's
Yeah, they're tiny.
Where'd you get them from? Pre-wired?
China, funnily enough.
Eating.
I must get the link off you because I've searched and searched and I can't find anyone doing them.
But they come literally. It is 2 wires thick, literally 2 strands of wire thick, and then you get the resistors in the pack as well. I think it was something like £4 or £5 for them. You get 20 in there, like.
Oh, maybe I have come across that one. There was one company, and I'm not sure.
If you look at the resistor to the SMD, oh, you can't really tell.
It's
Right?
huge, yeah.
Yeah, I'm crap with this camera. Let's do it a different way.
Literally looks like a hair follicle.
It literally does look like a speck of dirt. There you go. That's the SMD compared to the resistor.
Wow.
Well, so where it's going, the local home-based DIY place has those little sets of 20 pre-wired, so I've got a couple of those. I haven't got it here to show you, but they're only £3. They're not as small as that, but they're pretty neat.
This is like magnet wire as well. It's got that wax coating on it, so you've got to burn the wax coating off. But if you even look at this wire, it kind of just melts. You've got to be really, really careful, otherwise it just burns the wire away as soon as you put any heat near it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's the rest of them.
I mean, it's amazing. The size is getting to the point where you can put them in anything.
Well, these are the SMDs I've used in the Striker and that, in the headlights in the Striker and one of the Humvees.
They're incredibly bright too.
They are, yeah, for the size. They're really, really bright. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that, really. Now my OCD's kicking in, trying to get them apart.
Well, just conscious of the time here, guys. It's 8:40 here in the UK, so I have a few more things to do before work tomorrow. But fantastic hangout. I hope it's great to see you all here. Just want to say thanks to Boyd for letting us host the Science Fiction Model Action Euro Hangout in the meantime, because obviously with his commitments he can't do a hangout in the States presently. And it was great to see everyone here tonight. So just want to say thanks to Tag, thanks to Mitch, to John, to Craig, my co-host, to Bruce, I remembered, and to Andy, and to Patrick, or sorry, or Richard Coulson from earlier on for joining in to show some of his work. So thanks for the night, and look forward to seeing you all again next week. Bye, guys.
All right, nice to see you guys.
Good night.
Iron Man comes out.